Okay, guys, this is part two of when I was kidnapped when I was 10 years old. Okay, so let's kind of recap from part one. So, part one was I went to spend the night over a friend's house. I was 10 years old. It was one of my mom's friend's daughter's birthday. Um, and I went to spend the night over there. And usually, no, my mom don't let me spend the night over no one's house. So, okay, I went to spend the night over there. The daddy didn't show up, bring no gifts. The mama was upset. So she went to the daddy's house, was upset because he wasn't there. And I told y'all I don't know his name. And I know in the first video I said I'm gonna call him Jose, so let's stick to Jose because I was saying Louis, but Louis is the man that got killed at the Louis Fish Market, 239. You know what I'm talking about? So that's just a recap of what happened. So when I left off the story, right, we was driving and driving and driving. So I came to find out later, because where I'm from, we ended up in a place called Immokalee, but it was in the woods. So when we was there, we was in the woods. She parked the car in the woods. Her and the mom had got out, and they had went in this trailer, right? So they told us to stay in the car. You guys lay down in the seat. Don't y'all say nothing. Don't peep out the window. Lay down in the car and don't get up. So my nosy self, I've always been smart, right? My nosy self, I'm peeping out the window. I'm trying to see what's going on. So when we were there, right, we was there all night. We were in the car, the kids. They left us in the car, backed up in the woods. We was in the car. The mama and the grandmother went in this trailer. So her kids had fell asleep. Remember, she had two girls and one boy. Her kids had fell asleep. Here we're in the car all night long. I'm sitting in the car, I'm scared. I couldn't go to sleep. I want to go home. I want to go back to my mama. And I'm like, oh my God, this lady just pum pum. This lady, all her brains was pum pum. She did it 5 times. Pum pum. The lady kids was crying. They were screaming and everything. And, back up the story some. When we left out of that house, I wanted to run because it was close to where we live. I wanted to just take off running, going to my house, because it would have took me probably from where we was and where we was at the lady's house and where we live, probably would have took me running. I'm gonna say it probably took me about 15 minutes, but I was so scared. I was like, oh my God, she done pum pum the lady. All the things said, it was out on the chair. The kids were screaming. I was scared to death. I didn't know what to do but to go get in the car, and we drove for like 30 minutes. We were just driving. So later, when I got older and I realized where I was back then when I was 10 years old, when I was kidnapped, I realized it was in a place called Immokalee, Florida, which from where we live was probably about 30-45 minutes at that time. So we was in the woods and she had us backed up in the car. Me, her 2 daughters, her 1 son was in the car. Why? The mother and the grandmother, they went inside this trailer. They was in there all night long while we was in the car. They never came back outside. They said, don't y'all get out the car. Y'all stay in the car. Y'all lay down so nobody can't see you. So we was all in the back seat, laying down. Me, her 2 daughters, and her son. We was in the back seat. We was laying down. But me, once they went to sleep, I was peeping up out the window, trying to see if I see something. It was dark. I was scared. But I got out of the car. I said, oh my God, I gotta pee so bad. So I got out of the car. I squat down, pee. Then I tip over to the trailer. And I saw the mother and the grandmother, right? And a lady. The lady had all like some feathers on, and it was a lot of chicken in there in the house that was like making noise. I guess the chicken knew like something was gonna happen to him or her. And I'm peeping through the thing like because it was like a trailer. So I stepped up on the steps and I'm peeping in the window. I'm looking in the window. I'm like, what is they doing? I could barely see, but I seen the mother and the grandmother. They were sitting like in a chair. The lady was standing up, so their back was like to the back, like what I was looking in the window. But I could see the lady and I could see them, but the back of them. So I could see the front of the lady. And the lady was like, she looked like a Hispanic lady. So she was in there saying all kind of stuff, whatever that she was saying. And the chicken was over there. Chicken was making noise, and she had all this stuff that she was slinging over them and stuff like that. I said, what is they doing? I'm ready to go. I was crying. I was like, Lord, I want to go home. I hope this lady don't kill me. I hope this lady don't pum me. Trigger warning to this video. I hope this lady don't pum me. Like, what are they doing? What is they doing in there? And they was doing all kind of stuff. And the chicken was inside of the trailer. So I'm like, why is there a chicken in the trailer? Why the lady got the chicken over there? The chicken was sitting up on like a thing, and she had the chicken in there like a cage, and the chicken was sitting up there on the thing. And then she was all this stuff over them, and she was she was saying all kind of stuff. Language was not English that I understood. I didn't know what the heck she was saying, but she was saying all kind of stuff. And she was slinging stuff all over them. And she was putting stuff on them, marks and all kind of stuff. I'm like, what is going on? I want to go home, right? So here it is. I'm peeping in there, and then something happened. And I was like, oh, I couldn't believe what I just saw. I was like, oh my God. I got even scared. I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to make it out of here. Something is going to happen to me. These people are going to do something to me. I'm never going to see my mom and my brother them again. I'm never going to see my family, Lord. I was crying. And when I did that, I was like, oh, I was scared to death by what I saw, guys. It was so scary. Thinking about it. Because for many years, I would not even admit that I remembered what happened. I wouldn't admit that I remember what happened because I was scared that these people was going to come for me. If I say that I remember anything, remember, I was 10 years old when this happened. Anybody from 239? They know Lewis Fish Market. Pum, same lady. So I was so scared for years to even admit what happened to me. What I witnessed, what I saw. I was like, I don't know. I don't remember. That's all I kept saying is, I don't remember. I don't want to talk about it. I don't remember because I was so scared. What was going to happen to me? I saw her, pum, the lady, all five, pum. The lady, all this, out on the recliner. Kids in the hallway screaming. Daddy Jose ain't home. No cell phones to call nobody. I could not run home because I was scared for my life, even though I was like 15 minutes over from the projects where I lived. So what I saw next was that lady had drove us for like 45 minutes, about 30 minutes. I think it is about 30 minutes from where we lived to where we was after I found out later as I got older where we were actually at, right? We was parked in the woods, and I got out because I had to pee. She had left us in the car, me, her 2 daughters, and her son. She had left us in the car all night and told us, don't get out. In the back seat, lay down. She had gave us, I don't know, she had blanket, jacket or something. I don't remember if it was a blanket or a jacket. Anyway, we was covered up with some type of clothing. I don't like if it's blankets or jackets. It was something we were supposed to be covering up so nobody couldn't see us. We had to like lay down in the car. But what I saw when I got out the car, her kids were asleep. They didn't hear me because I got out of the car, creeped out, and I didn't close the door. I left the door cracked, and I tiptoed up to the trailer. And what I saw, oh my God, it scared the even more life out of me. I was like, stay tuned.